7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Turn the friggin' frogs gay. Serious crap.
Hola.
¿Cómo está?
Como estas? What's up, everybody? What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I know. Let's see. The first thing that's going to happen is somebody's going to yell at me for not doing my show last week. I'm sorry. I was tired, and my schedule has changed at work. So I now work on Fridays. And last week, not only did I work on Friday, but then I also had to go right back to work on Saturday.
Ooh.
So, yeah. And I'm getting up, and I wake like this morning. I've been up since 3 o'clock in the morning. So I
know the pain, brother.
But I'm off work tomorrow, and I'm off for the next 3 days. So it's worth staying up tonight. You know what I'm saying? Because I can fucking sleep for the next 3 days if I want to. So.
Well, I've been off work all week.
The fuck, you on vacation or you get fired?
No, I didn't get fired. Let's just say 2020 came back and got my ass. If you know what I mean.
Effie.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I've had it twice that I know of. I don't know. I had it twice that I know of.
This is the third time.
Well, there you go.
Also, I got this to say. I know what we got the topics for today, but I want to say it.
What?
The world's going to shit, and then I find out today Chuck Norris is dead.
Yep. Chuck Norris has passed away, although my theory is, since we know Chuck Norris can't actually die, maybe the whole world ended and everybody but him is now just living in the afterlife. And so to us, it appears as though he's the one that's gone. But in reality, he survived the end of existence.
Well, my theory is Chuck Norris was leveled up to Archangel and sent to go kick Soleimani's and Khomeini's butts in the afterlife.
Maybe. Although I've also heard that I've heard the one where the Grim Reaper showed up to take Chuck Norris, and Chuck Norris kicked his ass, but in exchange now Chuck Norris has to take up the mantle of Grim Reaper. So that's his job now. Why does my screen look like this? This looks retarded. There we go. Anyway. So how's everybody doing today?
Oh yeah, I gotta check the chat. I keep forgetting to go and switch that over and hit join to make sure I'm all in that so I can view it. Oh, and apparently someone from Buffy the Vampire Slayer also died. What's his name?
I have no idea.
Nicholas Brendan?
Oh,
no clue who the hell that is.
That was Xander on Buffy. He died? What the fuck did he die from?
Eh?
I don't know. He was like the only one after Buffy that never did anything ever again. Oh, well.
Yeah.
So are we going to war? I don't know if we're going to war or not. I heard Trump came out and said that he wants to wind down the war. I don't know what that means. Like, we're still, like, bulking up. You know what I mean?
Well, at this rate, what else do we have left to blow up over there? I mean, the whole point was to weaken the IRGC and try to get the people who were protesting to be like, hey, you know what? America did all the heavy lifting, steal their guns, and let's overthrow them.
But then we just sent like, I was it 2,400 Marines over to the Middle East. We just loaded up like 2,400 Marines on Navy ships and sent them to the Middle East. So, what are we doing? You know what I mean? Like,
they're there just in case. But then again, if I remember right, that amount of Marines is about maybe 1 or 2 Marine expeditionary units, which are already small fleets themselves, purpose built around that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, because I guess in the north of Iran, the Kurds said, all right, if America's going to give us the air cover, then we'll take up arms.
Yeah.
Or fighting the regime.
And then Trump came out and said other countries have to fucking protect the Strait of Hormuz. He's like, hey, we don't get our shit through there. Everybody else does. So why don't you all fucking protect this shit? Why are we doing everything? So
yeah, and then what's funny about it is the prime wokeness of the United Kingdom is like, yeah, no, we're not gonna do nothing. We're gonna blame Trump instead.
Yeah. Oh, fucking WOKE-Tards.
But I got this to say. The rest of the countries surrounding Iran, when the drones started hitting them, they're like, all right, that's it. You fucked up. Gloves are off. So, gotta give them a hand.
Let's see. Let me check the chat here. Johnny Johnson says, might be going to war over pistol braces again. Again? I hadn't heard anything new about pistol braces. Is this fucking...
Nor have I.
This is like the 10th time in the last 15 years now. Like every couple years, man.
Like, you know what? At this point, just get rid of the fucking NFA and we won't have this issue.
Here's the thing. This is how it breaks down. Okay, let's be honest. We all know a pistol brace is just a way to get around not putting a stock on something. We all know that. Just fucking admit it. Who gives a shit, right? But here's the thing. It fits into the letter of the law. And unless they want to change the law, the actual law, not ATF's views on things and, oh, we consider this or no. ATF don't write fucking laws. Pistol braces fit into the letter of the law as not being a stock. Period. End of story. There should be no discussions about this. Now, if they change the law, that's on them. But that's something Congress has to fucking do and has to be signed off on by the president. They haven't done that. Therefore, this stupid, retarded, I mean, at least 15-year now at this point, back and forth on braces is ridiculous. It's overstepping bureaucratic authority. Like, it is not the ATF's purview to make shit up and just go, well, we think that... No. You aren't paid to fucking think. Okay? You're law enforcement. And even though I disagree with 99.99999% of the laws you fucking enforce, still, you're law enforcement. You don't make shit up. You don't get to fucking reinterpret laws. Okay? You don't get to write fucking laws. You just enforce what's already on the books. And right now, what's on the books allows pistol braces to be a thing without having to file with the NFA and get a tax stamp. End of story. They fit outside of the restrictions. They're not. And so I don't understand why we're still going through this. It doesn't make any fucking sense. This is the constant mental retardation of our current government.
More or less, yeah. I mean,
it's they want to do something because they don't like that people are doing things that they fucking are like, well, you're just doing a thing to get around a law. Okay, then fix the fucking law. Rewrite the fucking law. Go to Congress and make Congress do their jobs. But see, they don't want to fucking do that. Congress doesn't want to do it. ATF don't want to fucking do it. They just want to say, well, it's because how we think people are using it. Well, it don't fucking matter. That don't matter for shit. Doesn't matter how somebody's fucking using it. Does it fit in the law? No. It's not something that's bound by the law. It's not something that's restricted by law. Then shut the fuck up.
mm-hmm.
The absolute mental retardation of our government. So,
Oh, speaking of which, I don't know if you heard the news, but in your old home state
yep.
of the 23rd Congressional District,
I am still Texan.
I said your old home state. I never said your ex-home state. I said your old home state.
All right, it's still my home state, but okay, go.
The Tony Gonzalez dropped out because of his re-election, because it was in a runoff again between him and Brandon Herrera.
Yeah.
So now Brandon Herrera is heading to the November primary,
which he will win because that is a hard Republican fucking district.
Well, his opponent, Torta the Hut, as she's being called by Brandon's podcast fandom, is trying to say, oh, we have a good chance of winning this seat in November.
No. If the Democrat wins that seat, there was massive fucking fraud because that is a hard red district. Hard red district, dude. Like anybody fucking with an R in front of their name, and the R could literally stand for retard, would win in that district.
Mm-hmm.
Like it doesn't matter. That's a hard red district, dude. So if Democrats were somehow able to win, that's some fucking cheating ass motherfucking shit right there.
Right? And the funny thing is his opponent is using an old clip from his podcast where he's talking about how he owns a copy in English that's annotated of a certain Angry Mustache Man's book.
Mm-hmm.
Saying, oh, see, proof, he's a Nazi. And they've community noted his opponent so hard going, actually, this is out of context. It's from a episode where they're discussing how much of a schizophrenic and stupid ideology it is. I'm like, you guys don't understand. His podcast co-host bullied a whole city's school district over issues they had with crimes against children being covered up by the school.
Yeah.
So I am keeping an eye on that.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, again, unless there's severe shenanigans going on, he'll win. So.
Oh yeah. Like
and by the way, I don't even like Brandon Herrera. Like I'm not a fan of his. I think he's kind of a douchebag. But so I'm not fucking like talking about this shit like I like him or anything. But that being said, I think he's kind of a douchebag as far as a YouTuber goes. He might be a great representative. I have no idea.
Well, he's done a lot where, like, on his secondary channel where he goes through and, like, on the campaign trail where they filmed him at his town halls talking about the issues. And one of the things he wants to do is completely gut the ATF.
Oh yeah, of course. I would expect no less from a gun guy on YouTube.
Hey, look, I'm just saying, if it takes him winning that and getting into Congress so we can have medicinal machine guns again.
I want recreational machine guns, not medicinal machine guns.
I'm trying to be nice to your channel with the YouTube algorithm, man.
Yeah, fuck them. I don't give a shit. I don't care. They can fuck themselves. YouTube can go fuck themselves. So, yeah. I don't know. We'll see. Oh. So what's the latest fucktardery in the woke world? Oh, they're defending Cuba now. Y'all seen all that, right?
No, I've been mostly passed out this week. You know, NyQuil.
So Cuba, because Cuba, is having lots of issues and people saying that they're starving and all this shit and everything, and it's all Trump, and we gotta help the Venezuelan people, and they're doing that by trying to deliver food and all this shit, and even Greta Thunberg. Excuse me, hold on a second. How dare you? Coming out and saying, like, I swear to God, she did this video talking about how they're running out of oil and we need to make sure the Cuban people have oil to keep their system running. I'm like, bitch, don't you hate oil? What the fuck are you talking about? But anyway,
what the fuck?
Yeah, no, it's for real.
Somebody find Honda. We need to find out if the timeline's split again.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, and so they're like sending all the shit. Meanwhile, the Cuban people are like, hey, like they're like yelling, screaming every chance they get. And so are the people who are Cuban immigrants here in the United States, like, hey, the reason that Cuba's suffering right now has nothing to do with Trump or the United States of America. It's because the Cuban governmental regime is hoarding all the shit. Why do you think there's all these reports of people that work for the government are fine, but the people aren't? They're like, it's the same shit over and over and over and over and over again.
Same with Venezuela.
Yeah, it's like, and it's the people there. It's just like it's just like the way they've been ignoring all the people, all the Iranian people who are like praising Trump and the United States military for all the shit that's happening in Iran, right? And the WOKE-Tards just fucking ignore it and say Trump bad. How dare you do this? It's like, motherfucker.
So yeah, support the actual bad people and not the people who are trying to affect change.
Exactly. Like they support dictators in Venezuela, Cuba, Iran. Like they're so fucking retarded, dude.
Is it safe to say yet that woke equals neo-communists?
It's basically it's gay communism is what it is. And by gay I don't mean homosexual. I just mean gay communism.
Oh, speaking of which, I do have a update for you tomorrow for the Week in Geek on the convention last week.
Oh, nice. Well, we're doing it this weekend since I am off this weekend, so we got we got lots to discuss. Fuck was I gonna say? I don't remember. Probably doesn't matter. Anyway, who the fuck knows?
But well, let's just say this past week, Duke would not have enjoyed being in Ohio. Because apparently, I think it was Tuesday, we had a meteor burst in the county I was in.
That.
And it was weird because, I'm laying here on my couch trying not to die from COVID. And I heard something weird. I'm like, what the hell? And apparently, like, everybody and their mother is, like, showing up to my county here in Ohio and trying to find fragments of this meteor that burst.
All of them.
Yeah. Then the week before that, we've had like a massive chain sighting spree, like 2 or 3 counties away from where I live of Bigfoot. I'm like, motherfuckers, he's not known as Bigfoot here in my state. He's the grass man.
The grass man? What does he smoke weed?
No, it's because it's said that he would, the hairs on Ohio's native Bigfoot legends would be long enough and thin enough that they looked like tall reeds of grass, so he blended in the old like swampy marshes.
Okay. Grass man. I thought you were talking about Willie Nelson for a second.
No. We all know what happens when you smoke weed with Willie.
I don't.
That's how you get the Broken Lizard movie Weed Fest.
Oh, dude, I think I've seen that movie once.
Well, they hinted at the end of the Beer Fest that Weed Fest was coming, and it has never come.
Well, I know, that's what I'm saying. I think I've seen Beer Fest once. And I vaguely remember them mentioning that at the end of the movie. But now Super Troopers I've watched many times. And then and then the one I've watched several times. Why am I blanking on it? Broken Lizards, the one they did about the island. Fuck. What's the name of that one? Club Resort?
Dread Island? No. No. Oh, fuck. I'm blanking on it too. Because I know they had a restaurant one that was called Slammin' Salmon or something.
Yeah.
And these guys are also the same ones behind Tacoma FD. Yeah. Good show.
Lily says that meteor was up to a small asteroid and all the fragments found so far look like Venom symbiote rocks. Club Dread. Yeah, Club Dread. It was like Broken Lizard's Club Dread. There you go. Johnny Johnson says, did you guys watch Sinners? Yeah, I watched Sinners months ago. It's a good movie.
No, I haven't watched it yet, but I've heard it's supposedly really fucking good.
It's good. I'll be honest. The first half is slow. Like, it's good, but slow. And then the second half, when the vampire shit kicks in, it gets really fucking good.
Because, like, I'm not a big horror movie fan. Like, it has to have, like, the right balance of story to gore. Yeah, because if it's all just it's gore not, and fright, I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah, it's not excessively gory. I mean, it's a vampire movie where a bunch of vampires attack a fucking club in the like 1930s or whatever it's supposed to be. But it's got a good story. It's a good movie. It's a little slower paced in the first half before the vampires show up. You know what I mean? So it's just like building on the story of all the people that. Anyway, it's a good movie. I liked it. I'm fucking amazed that a fucking vampire movie was nominated for a fucking Academy Award. Did it win any of them? I don't know. I don't watch the fucking Oscars, so I don't really give a shit. But I just thought
nor do I.
I just thought it was weird that it was even fucking nominated. That's fucking odd.
Well, the one reason why I don't watch any of the award shows anymore is because everybody uses their acceptance speeches to rant about
it's all woke-tarded
the government. And like I heard there was a little controversy because the cast for K-pop Demon Hunters won Best Song or something like that, the Oscar for that, and they didn't even make it halfway through their speech, which was actually them thanking everybody who made it possible for them to win, and they cut the mic because they're like, oh, you're not spouting things about that go against the Republicans and actually saying a good message, so we're gonna cut your mic.
No, they're just a bunch of fucking racists.
I'm like, oh, hey, what about Stop Asian Hate? We just saw some Asian hate right there.
Left doesn't like Asians, and they don't like Asians because the only fucking shit that, like, all the fucking racial attacks against Asians are all done by people that aren't white, and so they don't like to talk about it. And they're also, remember, the left is also the ones that don't have a problem with discriminating against Asians when it comes to like college scores and things like that. Remember when they were, and it's been going on for a while with all the DEI and shit, like they'd overlook Asian candidates with good with like good grades and shit like that, and good SAT scores and all this stuff in favor of candidates that are either Hispanic or black that had worse grades. That's been a big thing for a few years now. So yeah, the left doesn't like Asians for some reason. Unless you're one of the fucking Hollywood people that publicly comes out and talks shit about the right, then if you're Asian, they don't like you.
Well, that's the one thing that like pisses me off about the WOKE-Tards is, it's all about no. Merit and the character of your person is what should matter.
Well, you'd think so, but
yeah. Because I could tell you this. I have no problem if I go to see a specialist doctor and I find out, this doctor's from Pakistan, but he's the best doctor there is in this field. I'm going to go, okay, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Or she knows what they're doing. You know,
well, we can't have female doctors. Don't be crazy, but I get what you're saying.
Hey, my old primary care was a lady, but
Women
then she went.
Doctors, they can only be nurses. Stop being silly, firefighter. No, I look. Woke is just an endless cycle of I want to blame everybody else for shit that I don't. That I'm the only one that controls. And I'm going to blame everybody else for my fucking problems, even though I probably caused half of them. And it's just a whole fucking thing, man. It's just like, I've done fucked up shit. I'm a bad person. I'm a criminal. I'm a fucking weirdo. I'm this, I'm that. People should fucking accept me. It's not my fault that society doesn't like me. It's not my fault I'm a criminal. It's not my fault I'm a blue-haired fucktard that fucking thinks I'm a fucking cat person and wants to be called demon self. It's not my fault. Everybody else's fucking fault. It's let me blame everybody else because I don't want to fucking accept any responsibility for my fucking self. And let's gather all those people up. Let's call them victims and turn them into a fucking voting block. That's what woke is.
More or less, yeah. Oh, but did you see that video clip of that Wokey who was sitting outside of a store because they're like, I identify as a dog, and literally gets attacked and mauled by a dog?
Good. I'm glad that happened.
I'm just like,
I'm glad that happened.
I shouldn't laugh at this, but I'm going to because this is karma. It's just like, holy shit.
You should absolutely laugh at that shit. We need to bring back making fun of people and shaming people into being fucking normal. At least to an extent, you know?
I mean, hell, I grew up as a nerd in the 90s and early 2000s, okay? I was used to being bullied.
80s, dude. The 80s. So, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Look, I'm just saying, like, there are some things, it's like, okay, you're kind of fucking weird. And then there are some things like, you shouldn't fucking be a person we allow to just move through society without calling you out on your bullshit. Those are levels, right? Those are levels.
Oh, yeah.
Of things. Like, it's one thing, dude, I've had plenty of people growing up in my life, friends of mine, people I knew, family, that were kind of weird in one way or another, right? They had something about them that was but they were overall fucking normal. You know what I mean? overall, they were normal people. They might have had a little weird quirk here and there, or whatever it was. You know what I mean? But overall, they're normal people who can fucking progress through society in a normal way. And then there are the people, which are most of the woke-tards today, half of them doing the stupid shit they're doing just to seek attention. And they are so fucking outside of the norm. Whether it's, I mean, like, look, half of the fucking woke movement is defending fucking criminals, right? It's saying that, like, oh, it's not your fault you're a fucking criminal. It's society's fault you're a criminal because of racism or sexism or homophobia or whatever the fuck it is, right? There's a reason why it's everybody else's fault you're a fucking criminal, right?
And the real reason is because.
Well, I'm just saying they do that whether you're, you know, legitimately some psychotic dude who's been fucking put on parole 19 fucking times and then still kills a chick on a fucking train, or whether or not you're a fucking pedophile and they want to rename it to, oh, we're not using that word anymore. It's MAP, minor attracted persons. It's just ways to fucking convince you that you're a fucking victim and there's nothing fucking wrong with you, and we should give you the benefit of the doubt, and the rest of society is to blame, and the rest of society should suffer for your bullshit.
You know what? I got a better idea what we could call those people who are attracted to minors.
Dead?
Soylent Green.
Call them. Yeah. No, I don't even want to fucking eat them motherfuckers. Feed them to the dogs, maybe. Soylent Green for dogs.
Yeah, we just feed first into Chippy, and then we turn them into dog food. Or pig food.
Yeah, fuck.
But yeah, the problem is like, I love how the woke crowd just goes, oh, it's not the criminals' fault. Actually, yeah, it is, because you're the side that has caused the conditions that have led to them to becoming the criminal.
Yeah. Oh, it's not their fault. They grew up poor. They didn't know. They didn't have anything else they could do. Motherfucker, I grew up poor as fuck. Like, fuck you. I grew up poor as fuck, living in a really bad part of town where all the fucking poor people lived. Like, fuck you.
Not to mention, you also probably had black widow spiders, rattlesnakes, and scorpions to contend with.
I did, actually. Well, depending on where you went. You know, in the city, not that much. But I'm just saying, it's all fucking, it's bullshit. It's blame others. It's using, it's blaming other people for the fucked up ways in which they are, right? Well, again, whether it's just because they're just fucking criminals, bad people that should be locked up, pedophiles, or just too goddamn weird to exist in normal society. I'm sorry. If you want to be called demon self, we should get to make fun of you, because hopefully that will snap you out of your bullshit. Or if you run around thinking, I was born a cat. No, you fucking weren't. I identify with somebody who's a completely different fucking sex than me. Okay, cool, but we need to try and fix that, because that's a psychological fucking problem. Oh no, it's
that it is.
Fault. You should fucking accept me. No, I shouldn't fucking accept you. Like, I'm not gonna be a dick. Like, I realize you have fucking mental problems. Now I'm not gonna sit there and fucking, you know, go out of my way to fucking be mean to you. But we all need to come together as a society and realize you're not fucking normal. That's not fucking normal. And whether you're doing it because you have severe psychological issues, or unfortunately, like half the people out there saying they're trans now, you're doing it because you want fucking attention. Whatever it is, it's not fucking normal. It's not normal. Okay? And don't pretend that it is. Now, again, I want to reiterate, I would not be fucking mean. Right? I mean, actually, there's some of them I'd be mean to. Some of these fucking activist fucking trans fucks out there that fucking start shit or fucking end up getting busted for having child porn on their fucking computer, or go around talking about, I'll use any ladies' room I want. Like, fuck you. No, maybe I need to fucking knock you on your goddamn ass. But other than that, for the most part, like, I'm not. Look, I mean, because of the stuff we talk about on this channel, maybe I come off that way a lot because we tend to talk about stuff that gets me kind of worked up. But in normal everyday life, I'm not a mean person. I wouldn't go out of my way to fucking be mean to somebody that clearly had issues. You know what I mean? I'm just not like that. But when you've got an entire half of the country pushing to make those fucking mental issues or criminals or whatever the fuck they are, and push it on us as if this is fucking normal and we should accept it, then maybe I will start to get a little fucking mean. Because maybe you do need to shame these people into fucking, like, snapping the fuck out of it. Especially, again, as I said, when half of them are doing the shit they're doing because they just want fucking attention.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I'm just saying, it's not fucking normal. We need to stop pretending that it is. Stop. I say we need to stop pretending that it is. None of us in here pretend that it's fucking normal.
Nope, I'm just gonna look at you like how a dog will look at you and be like, excuse me?
Yeah, exactly.
When,
I mean,
you try to
preaching to the choir here, so I get that, but you know, like, come on. At a certain point, it's like, okay, this is enough. This is enough. All right, we got too many crazy motherfuckers pushing too much crazy shit. It was like, oh, well, there's always been this, or there's always been that, or no, there's not. All these people at arguments. Oh, throughout society, trans people have always been a thing. I mean, probably there have been people who were trans throughout all of society, and 99.999% of all societies that have ever existed did something about that to make it fucking stop. Now, some societies went far enough that they fucking threw people off buildings and shit, and guess what? Still do to this fucking day. You left-hearted woke pieces of shit who fucking love Islam. Or they just shamed them, or they just fucking told them that you can't exist in society that way, or whatever the fuck it is, right? I love how they always pull out some random fucking shit every time you try to have a conversation with people. Well, actually, the Oompa Loompa tribe from Babistan has a long history of respecting trans people. Oh, good. One place in the fucking world that you can fucking quote. You know what I mean? That's nice for that particular culture from that particular society. Fucking accepted that and thought it was okay. Throughout the rest of human history, everybody else didn't. Because it's not fucking normal. Yay, there was one society that thought mental illness was fucking normal and they fucking respected it. Cool. Okay. There's also societies that, you know, for all you fucking woke-tards out there on the left who are like, go, you know, that, you know, there's also societies that fucking, you know, fucking throw gay people off a roof. So you down with that? Because but a society fucking does it, so it must be good, right? If we can give one example of a society doing a thing, that means it must be an accepted thing, and you must fucking love it, right? Because that's the argument they use with the whole fucking trans shit. Oh, well, there have been two societies throughout history that fucking, you know, accepted and trans people or whatever. So that means it's fine and it's good and we should accept them today. Okay, well, there's a lot of other shit that you probably wouldn't like that was accepted in societies throughout history. Like, I don't know, slavery. Would you be down if that fucking made a comeback and we were like, oh, this should be perfectly fucking normal. This should be, you know, there have been societies that have fucking done slavery for thousands of years. And guess what? That's way more true than the trans fucking argument is. But we wouldn't use that argument today because we'd look at it and go, no, that's fucking wrong and it's fucking stupid. So stop using these stupid ass fucking arguments for your shit. And stop fucking excusing fucking people's goddamn criminal ass fucking behavior because, oh, they grew up poor. Fuck you. I and most of the people I know grew up poor as fuck. Everybody I fucking grew up with, okay, in Pleasant Grove, fucking Texas, back in the fucking 80s. All my friends were from fucking Pleasant Grove and Oak Cliff on the south side of Dallas. We were all a bunch of poor ass motherfuckers, okay? Guess what? Ain't none of us grew up to be fucking criminals, all right? That don't excuse shit. So shut the fuck up. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm. And I'm technically the product of a single mom being raised in the 90s, but you know what? I turned out fine.
Well, that's debatable, but I get what you're saying. No.
Hey, look, I had a near scare yesterday because after my sister dropped me off a small little, hey, here's some extra cold medicine and all that to help you kick COVID's ass, a fucking cop showed up to my apartment.
Uh-oh.
I didn't do nothing. They're like, hey, did you lose a phone? I'm like, no, officer. Well, and it says it belongs to someone matching my first name. And I'm like, nope, I can prove it to you very quick if that's my phone or not. They're like, okay. And I have a Fitbit that's tied to my phone. So if I hit on the Fitbit, find my phone, my phone will chirp. Guess what? That phone didn't chirp. That was in the officer's hands. He's like, fair enough. That proves it for me. Have a nice day.
What was it, like a drug phone they were trying to find out? Fucking.
No, like, I guess someone with the same first name as me lost their phone somewhere in my apartment complex, and they were like, well, according to the building management, the only item that is here.
Wait, so the cops show up for a lost phone?
Yeah, because they thought it was mine.
Highly fucking suspicious, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I'm guessing there was something on that phone that caught the cops' attention. That's why cops don't give a fuck if somebody loses they don't show up and try and track down the owner of a lost phone unless there's something criminal on that fucking phone. Like, that's...
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I'm just like,
There was
like,
something on that phone, and they were trying to find out who the owner was.
Yeah. Because I'm like, yeah, no, that's not even my phone number that's on there.
Yeah, no. That's, yeah.
I'm just like, yeah.
I like that Ledley says, as I've been saying for years, we need dazed and confused style public paddlings. You know, I wouldn't be opposed to it. So I don't know, man. I know it's mean, and to an extent I'm partially exaggerating. But like, seriously, the idea of being shamed for doing something wrong, does it suck? Yes. Can it be done in a way that goes overboard and borders on mean or cruel? Yes. But in general, the idea of, to certain degrees and certain levels of society, shaming people who are doing something that is, or should be at least, societally unacceptable, like, it kind of has to be done. Like, you kind of have to do that. You know what I mean? I mean, fuck, dude, that's what the government fucking does. I mean, they just take it to the extreme. You break the fucking law, you do something that society has deemed unacceptable, the government comes in and fucking arrests you and puts you through, puts you through the fucking ringer and does all this shit to you, Like that and that's 1,000 times worse than, like, hey, you're doing something that's not societally acceptable. It's fucking weird. And guess what? You're weird. And if you're going to be weird around other fucking people, you know what? Other people should be able to say, that's fucking weird, dude. Why are you like this? You know, what the fuck is wrong with you? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And we've all had it happen to us, especially if you grew up in the 80s or 90s, you know, when you could still get bullied before schools took on a zero tolerance policy, you know, for every fucking thing, which I think is fucking stupid because, you know, whatever.
Which is funny because those tolerance policy things always shielded the bullies.
Yeah, it did. But we all, if you grew up in the 80s or 90s, you've had your run-ins with bullies for a variety of reasons. And sometimes it was for shit that you may not have deserved. Sometimes maybe it was. Maybe sometimes it was. Maybe sometimes you did something that was fucking weird. And guess what? You fucking remembered it after that. I guarantee you that. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's right, but it is a part of human nature. For better or worse, shame, for lack of a more detailed term, kind of a catch-all phrase, shaming people who do things that aren't normal is kind of one of the few options we have in a more civilized society to change behavior. Because I tell you what, throughout a lot of human history, and to this day in other countries, they don't even fucking bother to shame you. They just fucking severely punish you. God forbid you live in an Islamic country and do something they consider out of the norm. You're probably going to get your hand chopped off, thrown off a building, or just executed. Right? Shame ain't that bad. Your friends, your family members going, hey, stop doing that. Hey, you're being weird. Hey, this is clearly a psychological disorder. Maybe you should fucking go seek some help. Or, you know, if you're a criminal, hey, we don't accept that. Fuck you, and it's your fault for being a fucking criminal. I don't give a shit how you were raised. I don't give a shit how poor you were. I don't give a shit your fucking dad left you and you grew up with a fucking single mom and no fucking money and got bullied at school. It doesn't fucking matter. Guess what? You don't get to be a fucking criminal. Okay? Because half of us fucking grew up that way. Half of us did. And we didn't fucking go, oh, I'm going to go fucking be a criminal and be a bad guy and do bad things.
Holy shit. I don't know how true this is, but I guess Beretta has bought up a majority of the market shares for Ruger.
Yeah. So that's been something they've been trying to do for a few years. That's been something like that. But yeah, I think that just happened this week. But there's been rumors floating around in the industry that Beretta's wanted to take over Ruger for a while. And there was another company too that wanted to take over Ruger. Because I remember something a few years ago about another company in Beretta. Because there were things coming out, there were stories coming out that Beretta and some other company, maybe it was SIG or something, were in talks to take over Beretta, and there were like buyout there was potential for a bidding war between two companies, but then that all dried up and we didn't hear about it for a while. And then there were rumors again at some point couple years ago about Beretta possibly buying Ruger, and then I think this week is when I saw the announcement that Beretta had, for lack of a better term, taken over Ruger. But like you said, they are now the majority stakeholder in Ruger.
I mean, Beretta's been around for 500 years, so it might be a good thing. I
mean, I don't have a problem with Ruger. I'm not the biggest fan of particularly their handguns. I like their rifles a lot. I think their ARs are overpriced. I do think Beretta makes good guns. They make good, solid, reliable guns, have for a long time. They're a well-known, well-established name in American firearms, and for good reason. They've done a really good job on guns for a really long time. But they're not one of my favorites. I own a couple of Beretta or a couple of Rugers. I have owned a couple in the past, but they've never been one of my go-to gun companies or anything like that.
I've owned 2 Berettas. One of them I don't have anymore. That was the Beretta Nano.
Oh, the Beretta, yeah.
Yeah.
I've owned more Berettas than I've owned Rugers.
Right now, I currently own 3 Rugers. One's a rifle, and everybody loves this rifle. It's the 1022. Everybody loves that rifle.
Yeah. Well, I think their rifles are where they excel. For me, again, I'm not knocking their pistols or anything. Like, they're good guns. They're just not my.
Then my 2 handguns theirs that I own are the new model Vaquero in 45 LC, and then my SP 101 and 357.
Yeah.
And I mean, they do make some good revolvers.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I think they're a good company that makes good products. They're just not, in general, specifically their pistols, not products that I like. They're not my taste, if you will. Kind of like Walther. I'm not. I think Walther pistols are fucking very reliable, and if you know. You or whoever likes Walther and that's your go-to gun, fucking awesome. I think you've made a great choice as far as a good, reliable, well-made pistol. But but I don't like Walthers. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't. It's not my thing. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel about Rugers. Again, mostly their pistols, not their rifles. I actually like their rifles a lot. So, but like, they wouldn't be my first choice or even second choice, or maybe even third choice for like a revolver. And they certainly wouldn't be anywhere even in the top fucking 15 or 20 for pistols for me.
Well, like I said, I like the Ruger revolvers because they're good, and
yeah,
I mean, I can't afford a nice Smith & Wesson or Colt revolver, but I can afford a couple of good Ruger revolvers.
Well, and you know, I do have a Ruger revolver. I've got my LCR. I've had for 10 years now, I think. And it's a great little carry pistol. It would never be like a go-to gun for me, but for like something I can throw in my pocket, and I got 5 shots of 38 plus P, it's a nice little gun. So I'm not knocking them or in any way. It's just not. They're not my first choice. So it's personal preference, personal taste, if you will. So so what else is going on in the world? I haven't checked shit today. Any new must discuss news?
Well, other than, I guess, that guy who just resigned from the administration is currently under investigation for leaking shit.
The fuck did he leak?
I don't know.
Or possibly leak, I guess.
That's just one of the rumor mills I hear, because
allegedly.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of the stuff going on right now, the main news story I'm seeing is just Trump coming out and talking about how he wants to wind down all this stuff going on in Iran.
I mean, might as well, because we obliterated everything over there almost.
Yeah. My thing is, I just don't know that I believe it. I think it might be something he's just saying in an effort to try and get other countries to fucking step up. You know?
Well, yeah, because he's right. Like, most of our stuff doesn't go through that strait that we rely on.
Most of it doesn't. But here's the thing. So the whole idea of the liberal new world order, and by or the liberal economic order, and by liberal I don't mean left-wing Democrat, but like, you know, the traditional in the traditional sense of the word, that's kind of how it's referred to, as the liberal economic order, right? Which is the kind of Western world capitalist fucking let's all make money and have good economies idea, right? Like, it all revolves around, and has for a while now, one thing, and that's the petrodollar, right? And we back the petrodollar and convince countries to accept the dollar for oil by essentially being the world police. Now, as a libertarian, I don't like that, but I understand it, right? Like, I understand how it benefits us as a country, right? Like, we go to a country and say, if you'll trade in dollars, we'll fucking protect your shipping lanes. We are essentially, our Navy is the world police. And a lot of people think about it. The Navy should get a lot of credit, because we fucking basically patrol the entire fucking world and assist in ensuring that trade on the, you know, that on the high seas is protected, and the Strait of Hormuz is a big part of that for many countries. And part of the deal is we will do everything we can to make sure that all your shit needs to go where it needs to fucking go, when it needs to go there, so that your economy can be good, and all we ask in return is that you trade oil in the dollar. And that benefits us. And then to be honest, like, that's why we are the world police, is because it's good for us to do it, right? That is the power we hold over other countries. It's not necessarily, sometimes, but in many cases, it's not because we're pointing a gun at them and because we're the biggest fucking gun in the room. It's because we protect their trade. And what we get in return is we get a good, I say good, we all know the economy's shit and should be 1,000 times better than it is, but we get economic benefits from going out and patrolling and policing the fucking world, and specifically policing, you know, the fucking waterways and the shipping lanes and all this shit. You know what I mean? And that's honestly, I mean, when it comes right down to it, like, that's why we do what we do. That's why we went after Iran. That's why we went after fucking Venezuela, right? Wanted our fucking oil back, and Venezuela's been doing a lot of shit with fucking China, right?
Well, not just that. Wasn't Maduro not technically the legally elected president of Venezuela, and was helping drug cartels?
Well, that too, but I'm going to be honest with you, that's like 5% of it. 95% of it was he had our oil. So for those that don't know, like, was it 15, 20 years ago, we went and paid billions and billions of dollars in land rights and all this shit, and fucking opened up pipelines, and we as the United States did a bunch of shit in Venezuela to open up oil production in Venezuela, and the trade-off was obviously mutually beneficial, right? We go down there, we set up all this infrastructure, we do all this shit, it brings them a lot of jobs, it's going to bring the whole country a lot of fucking money. And then Maduro came in and went, nah, we're not going to do that anymore, after we built everything, set everything up, and essentially built their fucking oil industry, or at least a large chunk of it, and took our oil. all the oil that we had rights to, all the infrastructure we had rights to, and Obama did nothing about it. Trump didn't do anything about it in his first term. Biden didn't do anything about it. Because this has been going on. I think this happened back in, like, this happened somewhere, like, I want to say end of the Bush era, beginning of the Obama era, when all this shit happened. And not only that, but Venezuela was doing deals with China on top of fucking stealing all of our shit that we paid for. So, yeah, this was just us fucking getting our shit back and fracturing them so that they'd stop doing deals with fucking China. That's what the Venezuela thing was. But that was the largest part of it. And why? Because it's economically beneficial to us. That's why we fucking did it. That's 95% of why we did it. Yeah, there may have been some other benefits about drug cartels and all this other shit. And yeah. But, I mean, when it comes right down to it, if it was economically beneficial for us to leave Maduro in there, we would have fucking left him in there. We don't give a shit if he's fucking rightfully elected. We don't give a fuck. You think we as the United States give a fuck if Venezuela, like, if it was beneficial to us and he fucking left our infrastructure in place and we were fucking doing well off of it, and that was another source of oil and all this shit, and he wasn't doing deals with China, do you think we would have fucked with him at all? No, not at all. But it didn't go that way. So finally Trump was like, you know what, fuck this dude. And we finally did something about it after like 15 years. So
yeah, that sounds about right.
So yeah, I mean that's essentially what's going on. And dude, that's the petrodollar and the economy and all this shit with the Strait of Hormuz and everything. That's a large portion of why we're doing what we're doing in Iran as well. It's why we get involved in a lot of the shit we get involved with. And you can say it's wrong, and as a libertarian, I don't like us being world police and all this shit, but I do understand. I have common sense, and I have a grasp on reality that I understand why we do it is because it's beneficial to the American people. I mean, it's beneficial primarily to the fucking rich motherfuckers in America who fucking own the politicians, but in general, it's beneficial for the American economy. So that's why we do all the shit we do. That's anytime some shit goes down somewhere in the world where we send troops or do this or do that or whatever, you can be goddamn sure 90% of the reason we're doing it is because it's economically beneficial for us to do it. And usually that has something to do with the petrodollar. Not every time, but most of the time. Now, that wouldn't be a problem if we just went back to a gold-backed economy, but that's never going to fucking happen. So this is the world we live in.
Sadly.
So, yeah.
I mean, the world's just in so much of a weird place that you really don't know what's going to happen the next day.
I mean, yeah. Part of me wonders, as I've gotten older, if things really are getting crazier every day, because that's certainly how it seems like, or if I just, as I get older, I pay more and more attention. Because I'm sure if you go back to the 90s when you were a kid and I was a teenager and in my 20s, right? I'm sure there were plenty of people that felt about the state of the world the same way we do today. Now, that doesn't mean it's true. I like to think I have a decent amount of knowledge about politics and things going on in the world. Certainly, I'm no expert, but I pay more attention and have done more research than the average person. Of course, that's not saying much considering the average person is dumb as fuck. But, and I'm not talking about people in here, because obviously if you're in here watching this, you like to have good, meaningful conversations. But, which also tells me you probably do your fair bit of research. But I mean, I feel like more so than the average person, I've gone back and at periods of time in my life in the 80s and 90s when I didn't pay attention to politics and the state of the world as much, I've gone back and like fucking learned about shit that happened then. And from my view, part of it is that as I get older, I pay more attention, but part of it definitely is that things are certainly economically, and I think also in many aspects when it comes to foreign relations, things certainly are worse today than they were, like, again, going back to the 90s, right? Foreign relations are more unstable today than they were in the 90s. I mean, at least insofar as, it involves the United States. Like, our foreign relations with other countries is much more unstable, whether it's with China, whether it's with Russia, whether it's even with our allies in Europe and the UK, whether it's with countries in South America, the Middle East, things like that. It is much more unstable. Now, part of that instability in foreign relations is not necessarily just because all of a sudden we stopped liking each other. It's because, like with Russia, for instance, it's more unstable. Our relationship, our foreign relations with Russia is more unstable today because if you go back to the 90s, well, they were fucking fractured. I wouldn't say our foreign relations today are worse off than our foreign relations with Russia were in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Certainly, that was the Cold War. That was much worse. But if we're going back to the 90s, yeah, we had a pretty good upper hand in the 90s, and Russia really wasn't, much of a threat to us, and they were just trying to pick themselves up after the USSR crumbled, and so we actually had a decent relationship with them at that particular time. China also wasn't as big of a threat. They weren't proverbially too big for their britches like they are now. We were still helping them a lot. Thanks, Clinton, for all the shit they did to fucking embolden China to be fucking taking stage on the world economy the way they have, and instead of it being us. But China needed a lot from us, and we helped them out a lot, so we had better relations with them. I mean, there's a lot of ways in which, if I compare now to, again, like going back to the 90s, where certainly things are more unstable in a variety of ways as far as the economy and how we deal with other countries than they were back then. So, but inevitably, as we all get older, we just pay attention to this shit more too. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'll be honest, until I started having kids in my 20s, like, I didn't pay attention to shit. I didn't pay attention to the economy. I honestly didn't even really pay attention to, I was always, I always liked guns, right? But I didn't like really, really pay attention to gun laws and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it took me, because I was like, but then again, I was young, right? I was a kid in the 80s. I was a teenager and in my early 20s in the 90s. And then I had my first kid in 99, and then I started paying attention to more shit. And as it got into the 2000s, I started really paying attention to more shit. So, it goes back and forth, but I would say in general that, yeah, things are pretty fucking unstable, relatively speaking, to what I grew up with. Again, I would say the only exception is the Cold War when I was a kid, in the 80s. That was pretty fucking intense. And even though I personally don't remember it because I was just too young. You know what I mean? I was born in 77, so by 89 it was pretty much over with. So, it was pretty much done, the Cold War thing, by the time I was, 12, right? I wasn't paying attention to shit. But you can certainly go and look back at history and see that, yeah, it was pretty fucking intense, that particular aspect. So, yep. That's where we are, I guess.
Heck, I started to question everything, I want to say, when I was 20. So that would have been 2010? Because I just started noticing, I'm like, stuff doesn't seem right.
Yeah. Well, and there is a difference too, because you came of age, you hit that 18 to 20 years old, you know, right during the fucking housing crisis and the recession and all this shit. So you probably at a good age to start noticing shit. You got hit with some shit. You know what I mean? I mean,
yeah, let's go over everything my generation's seen.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, by the time that shit hit, I was 31. You know what I mean? Like, when 2008, I was 31 years old. So, yeah, I can't imagine what it was like to be like, you know, you would have been 18, right? When the housing crisis hit, you know, like in the middle of a recession, you're turning 18 years old. That, I'm sure, has an effect on you.
Yeah, because think about it. I graduated in 2009, graduated with a fire and EMS diploma, could not find a job in that career field because everyone's like, "Oh, we're putting a temporary freeze on hiring because the economy's crap."
Yeah. And now it's the exact opposite, dude. They're all over the country, dude. Jurisdictions are begging for fucking people in fire and police. Begging.
Well, the funny part is a lot of people don't realize this, but because I went to school for it and I have that education, 90% of American fire departments are volunteer.
Oh yeah.
And like when I was trying to get on a department, that's what I was aiming for, was volunteer. I'm like, I don't care if I get paid for it.
Now do keep in mind, because there is a stipulation to that. And that's by jurisdiction. 90% of the jurisdictions are volunteer fire departments. However, there are the 10% that aren't are fucking huge.
Oh,
so, like,
yeah.
you're talking about major cities where it's not volunteer. So your major cities, whether it's Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, Houston, and Texas, where those are not volunteer fire departments, or New York, or fucking Chicago, or LA, or fucking
LA County.
Yeah, or pick any major city. That 10% of the jurisdictions make up a lot of fucking fucking firefighters who have jobs.
Oh yeah,
getting paid.
And,
so it depends on where you live.
And in that remaining 10%, there's also a small percentage that have what's called a hybrid, where very few get paid, and then the rest of them are all
you'll
volunteer.
have your volunteers, and then you'll have your full timers.
Yeah. Which that's what we're starting to see around here, is like where I was living at one time, because there's so many housing developments that went up around there. The department went into a hybrid. So like the chief is considered the only full-time, for a while, paid employee, and then the main command staff under him was all considered part-time, and then there was like 2 or 3 regular that were paid part-time, but they brought in a lot of them now as paid full-time people, because they're like, well, our little village is growing up with all these housing developments, so we need actual people here in the firehouse more.
Yeah. Scooter in the chat says, no, I'll admit I'm dumb as fuck. which is why I become horrified when I realize I'm smarter than 75% of Congress. Isn't that fucking insane? Because no, you're absolutely right. Most of us in here, and I'm not making judgments on any fucking anybody in here. I'm just talking about myself, but I'm gonna presume most people are like me, which is average, right? Like I'm not a highly intelligent person. I'm a person of normal intelligence. Okay. And there are certainly times where I'm a fucking dumbass. But when you see these people that are running things that get elected, and you see these people have conversations, and you look at them and realize just how fucking dumb they are. It's infuriating, and it's unbelievable that these people get elected. Some of these people are just fucking morons. I mean that in the most clinical sense of the word. I mean, literally, factually low IQ morons. And I'm not just talking about, they vote for things that are stupid. Like, I'm not going to say excuse that, but you can understand that, because a lot of times the reason people vote for the things they vote for aren't, that seems really stupid and like, you're so fucking dumb, how could you vote for this? Well, it's because they're fucking benefiting from it somehow. It's not because they're stupid. I'm talking about they're literally fucking dumb. No, they don't just vote for dumb shit. They're fucking stupid. It's, oh my God. And yeah, you're right, Ledlays. Jasmine Crockett is a prime example of that. She's just fucking dumb. Dumb. AOC, like, there's so many fucking examples, and I want to just pick on fucking Democrats, because it's fucking Republicans too. It's across the board. Most of these motherfuckers are just stupid. They're stupid compared to people of average intelligence, which is mind-blowing. Like, just fucking ridiculous. So the
question is when should we start having a civics test for people who want to vote?
Dude, we should have done it fucking decades ago.
Well, that's just like how I'm getting so pissed off with the whole Save America Act. Oh, when you go to register, you have to prove now that you are a U.S. citizen. Would help a lot, but they're saying, oh, how is it's gonna disenfranchise all these people? It says for when you register.
Yeah.
That people who are already registered as voters before the act are going to be fined.
It's fucking infuriating, because I think there's a large portion of the people, like in the media and stuff like that, who are pushing this narrative that it does in fact restrict people from voting, that are smart enough to know that that's not fucking true. Unfortunately, most of the country is dumb enough that when they hear that, they think it is fucking true, because they have no fucking clue, and half of them that believe it are because they're just too stupid to understand, and the other half is just because they're willfully ignorant. You know what I mean? Like, they potentially are high enough, on the intelligence quotient to fucking figure it out, but they don't even try. They don't want to do the fucking research to fucking learn anything of value. They just hear what they hear on the fucking news and say, oh, that's true, and do absolutely no fucking research whatsoever. So yeah, it's unfortunate. So I don't know, but here we are. Here we are. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's about time to wind this one down for this evening. We will be doing at least one chat tomorrow night. I may do 2 tomorrow night. I don't know yet. We'll see. I haven't determined that yet, but we'll at least do 1 tomorrow night since it is my 3-day weekend. So be sure to come back and have fun with us tomorrow night. We'll do a little bit of a geek chat tomorrow night and have a little fun, and then we may do another serious, more Guns and Geeks podcast related politics chat tomorrow night. After that, more lighthearted geek chat. So, but I'm gonna get out of here. We will see you guys mañana. Have a great fucking weekend, ladies and gentlemen. As always, deuces, yo, shall not pee in fridge, all that good shit, and we will see you guys next time. Take it easy.